In typical week 1 fashion, you either know a lot of things or you don't know a lot of things. Well, as you can tell from my picks, which I'll get into later, or my results, I'm in the middle. Almost quite literally. Let's roll the intro and get into week 2, shall we? Hello everybody and welcome to week 2 of my 2022-2023 NFL season and the prediction picks. I'm your host Catherine, also known as the Blind Canadian Cat. I say meow, I roll intros, we've been doing this for a while now. Again, welcome to year 7 of me bullshitting around here, giving my random sports picks. And welcome to this week where there's like 5 or 6 teams favored by 10 and I don't think any of them deserve to be favored to begin with. That is mostly a joke. But you see where I stand. Again, week 1 is not something you should take to heart. A lot of things happen that you don't expect, that probably shouldn't happen. It's weird. You kind of get the idea. I mean, take the Packers for example. We did this shit last year with them. They had to play a road game, which was supposed to be in New Orleans, but ended up being in Jacksonville because fucking Louisiana likes to have every 5 months a fucking cyclone, I don't know, hurricane bullshit. Because the Gulf is such a fun place to live at. Hey, look at me, and I'm now 1,500 miles closer. Let's go. But, yeah, they laid an egg there, and then they laid an egg here. And although this year you can argue whether or not having Devontae Adams, or even Alan Lazard at this point, if it's going to be a big deal or not. You could argue that. But I'll save that discussion for another time. Anywho, when we talked about being in the middle, I mean, I tell you, my picks were practically in the middle. As you can see right here. you can't get much more mid than that. And honestly, I probably should have been 8-8 if my homie, one of my favorite kickers, Rodrigo Blankenship, could make a field goal. Had he made that field goal, I would have gotten that game like perfect. Cold straight up, Texas against the spread, and that. And not only that, I would have been triple eights. I was one Rodrigo Blankenship field goal away from being triple eights, or even sextuplet eights across the board. I was one kick away. Unbelievable. But, you know, being in the middle, that kind of sets the stage. Like, you know what to expect. Nothing makes sense. Week 1's kind of full of bullshit, and you're still feeling out some teams. Like the Jags game, let's be real. Like, I even talk about this with some of the folks in the Prox community. Like, it's a pick that we want to believe in, because, like, it's, hey, we should think of what's a good upset pick. Oh, the Jags. Oh, they're playing Carson Wentz. We all don't like Carson Wentz. Not literally, but in terms of making predictions on sports, why not? And after losing to the Jags last year, it would have been funny for him to lose to them twice in a row. It would have been funny. So, yeah, that didn't work. Oh, well. I was also on the Rams train, and now you can look at my Twitter. We can talk about the Rams and Bills game forever. Like I said, everyone knows the Bills are good. Everyone knows the Bills literally have no excuse to not be in the Super Bowl this year. But, come on, this is the defending Super Bowl champions. Give them benefit of the doubt. Give them a 1-point favorite at home. Something. It felt disrespectful to them. I mean, yes, they got their ass kicked. They probably deserved it. But, come on here. Come on. Oh well. What do I know? And as in surprising fashion, I'm also sure that y'all know, or at least we checked out Justin's picks, all the upsets you want to pick end up not coming true, and a bunch of games where teams should have won, lost. It is what it is. Games like the Titans and Giants come to mind. Like, let's be real, no one picked the Giants to win that game. No one. And they probably shouldn't have if they kicked the extra point and the game gone to OT. Titans probably drive down the field, get the touchdown, and we're all done here. But no, they went for 2, so the Titans had to try and score to win, and they missed a field goal. It is what's happened. Again, as a stubborn Ravens fan who saw a team make a successful 2-point conversion at the end of the game, I have some feelings. But here's how I see it. The Giants, they're ass. They've been ass like 12 since they won the Super Bowl. They've been ass because Eli Manning is not a good quarterback. You won 2 Super Bowls, he's not a good quarterback. And then since Eli Manning, Daniel Jones, they're not good quarterbacks. So no one expects anything for them. Honestly, my thing, if you check my Twitter, I'm saying, hey, this is a team whose number one priority should be don't go 0-17. Because dead ass, what I've been doing my season predictions, I had a few where they went 0-17. Because I don't believe in this team. I don't think they're that good. So the fact that they somehow found themselves in a one-possession game against Tennessee, drove down the field, got the tying touchdown, or just needed the extra point to tie the game, fuck it. You're going to be asked anyway. If you think you can win this game, and then cross fingers Tennessee somehow fucks us up, that's a win against the Titans, who were the 1 seed last year. You know what? Go for it. Saquon's also having a great game. Why not let him continue? And look what they did. They did like a shovel pass or whatever to him. And Redford probably should have got stopped, but he's like, no, I'm fucking Saquon Barkley. So, you know, I'm one of the better running backs if I can stay healthy for once in my career. I'm one of the better running backs out here. Fuck it. So, yeah, fuck it. He made a hell of a play on that 2-point conversion, too. That's what I'm saying. Like, the Giants, no one believes in them. No one has faith. Daniel Jones, this is probably his last year as a quarterback. The Giants should probably look at Stroud or Young or whoever the fuck is eligible in this draft and go for it. Same, I would say same as Seattle, but at this point, if Geno's going to look anything like that from Monday night, fuck it, write it out. Clearly, you got to shore up everything else, but like, if Geno Smith can look like that, he's still got some years on him. Write it out, or even like draft a quarterback, obviously, but develop him under Geno. Give him a year. Do something. That's how I see it. Like, the Giants, the Seahawks, and the Lions should look at those top quarterbacks. And that's not to say that Jared Goff still can't be a starting quarterback. It's just, he's a placeholder. That is what he is for the Lions. He's a placeholder. They're building from the ground up. And then, once they have enough pieces to be legitimate, get Amon-Ra St. Brown. Get whoever the right receiver they drafted in this last draft. Aiden Hutchinson. Get Jeff Okuda. Get all these players going. And then, boom, get the quarterback around them. While they're all getting paid, that quarterback's in the rookie year. Let's hope Dan Campbell's that guy. And boom, the Lions are off. That's what I'm saying, though. But yeah, we could talk about all these teams forever, and I don't should get a podcast or an hour-long talk show where I can bullshit about sports. I need someone to do that with, though. Yeah, maybe not. He's not as camera-friendly as I am. But anywho, those were... I gotta fucking... So, hello, welcome to my new camera, by the way. I know there was some sound quality last time. I'm praying that that's not there this time, and if it is, shit, fuck, my ass. Whatever. But... my last camera, like, you're right here, and the thing is right here. I could still move to, like, so, like, in my last camera, I could sit right here, because that's where the thing was right here, and I could still look at it right here, as if I'm replicating. This one, I'm actually being paralleled. Like, I'm not following myself, okay? So that's why if I look like I'm pointing to the wrong thing, or, like, trying to move my hands the wrong way, that's because this camera does not replicate me. This camera is replicating me as if I'm still doing, like if someone's actually recording me. That's what the camera looks like. But no, this is supposed to be replicating me, and it's not actually doing that. So, I don't know. So, I'm still learning it. I'm probably never going to get it because it's just me, but hey, we're going to make it work anyway. And with that being said, I've wasted probably 5 to 10 minutes now talking some bullshit. So let's get on to these picks and get moving, shall we? A lot of injuries, of course. Week 1, there's usually like some questionable injuries. Or like, I usually say this by the time preseason, like week 3 of the preseason, or week 1 of the NFL. There's a big namer that's probably going to go down, probably for the season. Ravens had a couple, maybe not big namers, but obvious candidates. The tackle, Kyle Fuller that they signed, he went down. He's done for the year. You hate to see it. Dak high-fived a helmet and now broke his thumb. He's gone for about a month or two. T.J. Watt went 360 on a lineman, tore his pec. Probably like, it's like a similar play like Marlon tore his like pec or whatever to end last year or shit like that. But that's just T.J. Watt because T.J. Watt is arguably a top 10. Well, I mean, I guess you could say he's a top 10 player. He won Defensive Player of the Year and he's fucking crazy. But he is a top 10 player. So, he does like Aaron Donald-esque stuff, but as a outside rusher rather than pushing up the middle. TJ Watt is that dude. So he like fucking, I don't know, I don't even remember what happened, but like he manhandled the lineman and then damn near flipped Joe Burrow upside down and backwards or whatever the hell. But yeah, he tore his pec. Realistically, of his caliber, he probably shouldn't be like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to keep playing because, you know, I got a season to go. We're going to win. TJ, you guys are winning the Super Bowl. You guys are not winning the Super Bowl this year. You probably aren't making the, like, okay, maybe not. You'll probably hit the 7th seed because you're Pittsburgh and you somehow find a way to get 8-9 wins. Like, boom, you beat Cincinnati. In a game that you had no business being in, first of all, and second of all, getting that game into OT. No business either way. But you did, and then boom, you enough dominoes fell your way. But yeah, okay, again, we're getting distracted, so let's get into these picks. Starting with the Thursday night game. Me and my buddy go back and forth with this. My roommate, he's a KC fan. I'm in Wichita. Come on, he's a KC fan. And he's brought up, yeah, the Chargers and Chiefs lately, they've been trading like a road team always wins. Okay, let's put into context some of these road games. Like, what was it? Let's just take the Justin Herbert games, the last 2 years. Okay. The game he gets in, that's his first NFL game that he ever got to play. Against Mahomes, who was what? I think that was when he was coming off the Super Bowl win? Yeah. And he moved that. Casey went on a field goal in overtime. And then the game where the Chargers won in KC, Mahomes was benched. Everyone was benched. The Chiefs were 14-1. They had the one seed unlocked, so Chargers were playing backups. That's why they won. And then last year, Chargers had to make a bunch of crazy fourth down plays, and they even elected to, rather than go for the field goal, when you're in field goal range, 4th and 1, go for the touchdown. I mean, they got the first down, and then I think they got a touchdown like a play or two later, in case he couldn't go down the field and score. And then, same thing with the Thursday night game where it was in LA last year. I think the Chargers went for a bunch of dumb fourth downs that they probably shouldn't have gone on. And even then, that game went into OT, and they couldn't cover Travis Kelce to save their goddamn lives. So, all those games, I don't care if it's home or on the road, like, they've been all very circumstantial. Very. With the first year, it's either you're playing Herbert in his first career start where he hasn't really been trained with the other ones, and then Herbert's playing your backups in KC. Or last year where Chargers went for on 4th down, and then he got a touchdown a play or two later, when they could have gone for the field goal. Casey probably could have got back, got a field goal themselves because they would have had more time, and they know they're only playing for a field goal or go for the touchdown. And then the last game where it went to OT, again, because the Chargers probably made a bunch of dumb 4th down plays they didn't need to. With that being said, with Keenan Allen being hurt, that was my main thing. I was leaning on the Chargers, I was, but with Keenan Allen hurt, not playing, and the way KC looked Sunday. Granted, it's week 1. Granted, it gets Arizona, who at this point, without Hopkins, they're nothing. They're just nothing. They didn't have Hopkins, and they didn't have Rondale Moore. It was so bad, the fucking Justin Reed playing kicker was actually an efficient thing for like half the game. It was efficient. I will say, I think I saw that the kicker is also not going to play this game. Butker is not playing this game. That could be a telltale on something. I mean, with the spread being at -4, right here. With the spread being at -4, I think there is a possibility that some missed kicks can happen on KC then. That make that -4 like it allows the Chargers to cover. But I think with how they looked, plus the Chargers not having, not to say that like Joshua Palmer or whoever the hell else they have on the Chargers can do it, but it's a short week. And yeah, Casey just looked really good. I'm sorry. I'm sold. I'm sold on the fact that they don't need Tyreek. I'm sold that Mahomes will be fine and yada yada. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm taking Mahomes. I'm riding the -4. We're calling it there. And I have a couple of games where, hey, believe it or not, if you count it up by now, I don't know where it's going to show here, but if you count it up by now, I definitely just picked 4 upset picks. So hey, Justin, congratulations. I'm following your rule of 4 for this video. Let's see how it does me. Again, like I said about the Giants, you're a shitty team. Like I said, my bar was you don't go 0-17. You won week 1. congratulations, you have accomplished everything I want you to. You could lose the rest of your games, and I'm like, you know what? The Giants beat the Titans. That's enough for me. Now go draft a quarterback. That's that's it from the Giants. That's all I see. Panthers at this point, yeah, I was on the hype train. I admit. Baker underperformed, I think, in my eyes. You could say he had a decent game. I think he underperformed a little. I would have liked more. And then, yeah, what are the chances the fucking Browns of all teams can make a kick of 58 yards or so to win the game? What are the odds that the Browns are the ones making kicks? But anyway, the Giants are going to have to do a lot. Again, any given Sunday is possible and anything can happen, especially with how the Giants are. But you want me to believe this Giants team can now win consecutive games. The fact that they're favorited. When was the last time the Giants were legitimately favored in a game that wasn't against, like, DC or Philly? Legitimately. Or that they're probably going to be against Dallas when they play, what was I think, the Week 3 Monday night game? Or, yeah, when was the last time the Giants were legitimately favored? I'm not buying it. The Giants win this game. I think it says a lot more about the Panthers than it does the Giants. But that's just where I'm at. And you can say, yeah, the Giants upset the Panthers last year, but again, I think Baker Mayfield's better than Sam Darnold. So I don't think you're going to get the dumb shit from Sam Darnold that you're going to get from Baker. I don't. So, and you know, you got to piss off Baker. So, I'm all for pissed off Baker. I can't tell if I'm trying to project on Baker because I feel bad for Cleveland, even though I love Jakob Brissett. Jakob Brissett's one of my favorite QBs. So, I don't know what it is, but you're asking me a lot to believe the Giants can duplicate a win. Period. They could probably end the season 4-13, 5-12. Sure. They're not winning back-to-back games. You're asking a lot for me to believe that. So, yeah, we're going to take Carolina. Jacksonville over Indy. Yeah, Indy didn't impress me. And I'm not going to say, oh, it's Houston, blah, blah, blah. They could have, blah, blah. Houston's respectable. I think Davis Mills, it's a feel-out season for Davis Mills. Last year was just kind of like a, fuck it, whatever. This year it's more of a, okay, can you be the real deal? I think he's got a good chance. So that's going to depend on a lot of factors. And even with that, that is what it is. But Indy had no excuse to be down 3-3 in that game. And Indy had no excuse to end up walking away with the tie. Indy is... Forget the kicking. Forget the special teams. You're Matt Ryan. Figure it out. Pittman and Jonathan Taylor and all. Figure it out. Figure it out. But I'm also hinging on stats of previous years. Jacksonville has always beaten Indy when they play in Jacksonville. They've done it every year. So for the sake of it, I'm going with it again. Like I said, until something gets broken, I'm not going to lean against it. I'm almost... Without a lot of the spreads are for this week, I'm almost tempted to bring back the don't bet favorites of 10 or greater. Don't. I'm almost tempted to bring that back with how many 10 plus there are here. But at this point, I'm just doing it because I think, just for tradition's sake. You know, something until the Colts can prove they can beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville, I'm not giving them benefit of the doubt. Especially after you tied the Texans. You want me to give benefit of the doubt to the Colts? I can't. I'm sorry. I think the Ravens take care of Miami. I think Miami has a good chance to be a playoff team. I'm not going to rule it out. Tyreek obviously helps to a lot. And if that defense can stay respectable. They somehow fucked the Ravens over on the Thursday night game last year. But then again, I think the Ravens are a bit more healthier now than they were in that game. And I think they're smarter, maybe. Greg Roman, if you're listening, I think they're smarter. But either way, I'll give benefit of the doubt. I'm going to have faith in my Ravens. I think they take care of business. Pittsburgh, New England, I think it's a crapshoot, honestly. Especially with with the T.J. Watt injury, I think it's a crapshoot. Well, I did see Mac Jones had back spasms, so I think that is a thing to keep an eye out for, too. But either way, I don't think these are two good teams. Like, on one hand, you got good coaching. On the other hand, you got less than... Oh, okay. You got Bill Belichick, greatest of all time, who's a great coach, who will still figure out a way to do things the right way. He's a great coach. What are you gonna do? Give him the great players, and fucking boom, you win 6 Super Bowls. You get that, and then you got Mike Tomlin. We all like Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's a top 5 coach, absolutely. And without TJ Watt, it's gonna suck. But you got Minka. You got a couple other players on that defense. They'll be fine. Maybe Mitch will be a little more better than meh. But either way, I think this is like the greatest underplay. I don't know what the total is in this game because I don't check those till like Friday or Saturday. But goddamn, whatever the total is, hammer the under. Like, it would be a shock to me if these two teams pass 30. And I'm gonna preface that comment with as long as no one scores a defensive touchdown. Both offenses, if they have to drive more than 30 yards on each drive, it would not surprise me if they came away with less than like 30 points. So yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh because it's in Pittsburgh. I don't know what to make of New England. I think last year they just kind of started slow anyway, and then at this point I think Pittsburgh defense is gonna make Mac Jones' life hell, especially with the back spasm. I think Pittsburgh's defense, even without T.J. Watt, will make Mac Jones' life hell. That's where I'm at with that. Zooming through these because goddamn I'm taking forever. Cleveland beat the Jets, but at this point, I like Jakob Brissett. I think the Jets just I have high expectations for the Ravens this year. So, even though they started off slow, they still pulled away. The defense played amazing. And that garbage time touchdown came from a garbage time throw that Lamar probably shouldn't have known for the interception. But hey, it turns out the guy who intercepted the pass lost his father that day. So, hey, good things happen to good people. You get a pick, commemorate your dad. Even though you lost the game, congratulations. It's heartfelt. We love it. Everyone loves it. Good for him. I'm okay with it. I think the Jets play a little more respectable. I think Flacco gets more comfortable. I'm definitely not biased. I'm giving the Browns the win because I do think the Browns are the better team, and I do think Jacoby Brissett is that dude. But I can't give them 6.5. I can't. So I'm gonna roll with the Jets making it a respectable game. Possibly low scoring, but I'm undecided on that. And same thing with Jacksonville being Indy. I'm going to go with the Saints beating the Bucks until proven otherwise. At the very least, in New Orleans, I'll probably take Tampa to beat the Saints in Tampa, and then Saints will prove me wrong. I mean, when you can fucking win, what is it? The game in the second quarter last year, and you tackle Jason Tatum. Wow, I need to get a Coke in them all. Jameis Winston, so backwards that you tear his goddamn ACL on a shitty tackle, and fucking Taysom Hill comes in, or who even was it Taysom Hill or was it someone else? Ian Book only played but one game. Trevor Siemian. You got fucking Trevor Siemian in there, and he's still able to keep that team respectable to the point that they still beat the Bucks. Yeah, no, and especially with the Bucks, Dallas might have a respectable defense. They might have a respectable defense, but you still only put up 19 points to them. Only 19. And now Godwin's hurt, so I don't know what to expect from Tampa. So I still think New Orleans can do it. Because I think New Orleans is going to be a good, decent regular season team, and they always beat the Bucks. So, again, until proven otherwise, I'm not buying into it. I'm going to, again, this may be just me hating on DC, because, hey, it's fun to hate on DC. It's fun to hate on their stupid name, fucking Washington, or whatever, and it's fun to hate on Carson Wentz. Unironically. We don't actually hate him, but we hate him in football terms. So, yeah, fuck it. I'll go with the Lions in this one. The game was close to start. Philly pulled away early. Detroit put garbage time points up to backdoor cover. I actually have high expectations for Philly, though. So I'm okay with Philly, for the most part, being dominant against Detroit and then Detroit backdoor covering. Because I think Philly, with how shitty the NFC looked week 1, my dark horse for Philly making the Super Bowl is not as far-fetched as some think. So, I'm willing to go with Detroit just played a good team, and I think Philly's going to... Either way, I think Philly's going to be way better than Washington. So I'll just take Detroit either way and just roll with it. I will. And yeah. And then, okay, here's where we get to some fuck shit of games. You got the Rams, who looked like ass, granted against the Bills, but looked like ass all game, being favored by 10.5 in Atlanta. Do I think they could blow out Atlanta? Yes, I do think so. But Atlanta, I think, can build a lead, and then the Rams come back in that lead, and Atlanta chokes it. Because it doesn't matter who's on that roster, who's playing, who's coaching, don't matter. Atlanta is fucking cursed. They're going to blow a lead every goddamn time. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter who they're against. They're going to choke. That's just who Atlanta is. So yeah, I'm giving Atlanta the cover. But again, partially because I'm trying to contain my Oregonian bias to Mariota. But the Rams, I don't think were good enough at all last week to verify me giving them 10, even if it is Atlanta. That's where I'm at. And then same here. San Fran, who blew a lead to the Bears, is being favored by 9.5 against Seattle, who beat Denver. I don't even want to hear about like emotional blah blah blah. See, I wanted to get back at Russell Wilson. Yeah. 9.5 in a game that I think it's okay. It's in San Francisco, so whatever. But 9.5. I'm sorry, no. You are not getting 9.5 from me, San Fran. I don't care how crappy the weather conditions were. You let the Bears win that game. No, I am not giving San Francisco 9.5. I'll give you the win, because I think it was partially a fluke and partially emotional based why the Seahawks won. But I am not giving San Francisco. 9.5. Seattle covers. San Fran probably wins. They keep it close. It's a low-scoring game. Good old NFC West rivalry. Seattle and San Fran. We love it. But no, I'm not giving San Francisco that. Eat my entire ass with that one. Now we're gonna get some covers that I think are gonna happen, but I'm not gonna be too happy to say. Like, I'll buy on Vegas being Arizona with 5.5. I do think Vegas could be good. Arizona might be good if they get Hopkins back, or even Rondale Moore back. But if they don't have either of them, they're relying on Hollywood Brown, 40-year-old AJ Green, and Andy Isabella. No, good. No. And you don't even have Chandler Jones on the defense anymore. No. I'll give Vegas that one. And Cincinnati, they're playing Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush did prove me wrong and beat the Vikings last year. But I think Cincinnati is going to wake. Joe Burrow especially, I think is going to wake up like, the fuck? 5 turnovers? No, I think Joe Burrow wakes up on this one. I do. I really do. I give the Bengals that win, and I'll give them the cover. And then 2 more games. Denver. Are they going to beat the Texans? Are they? Probably. Yes, they should. They absolutely should. You want me to give that team 10 after losing to Seattle? At least Houston had the decency to tie the game. And yeah, you could tell they played chicken mostly in that overtime period, but at least they had the decency to tie the game. What are you doing losing that? Nathaniel Hackett looks like the worst coach out of the new hirees. He does. And Russell Wilson looks like a kiss-ass again. Russell Wilson, you're too good to be a kiss-ass. Russell Wilson should, in every situation, whatever, go away. Okay, Nathaniel Hackett, here are 2 things I think are the best play. We are doing one of these 2. What do you want to do? That's what Russell Wilson should be doing. Russell Wilson should have gone Nathaniel, either took the time out at the 1-minute mark, or fucking just went on to him after that 3rd down play, like, hey, what 2 plays do you think Which of these two plays do you think are going to work? And if you need a timeout, take the timeout then. Which of these two plays do you think? Because Denver, either way, should have took the timeout almost immediately. Even if you miss that field goal, you're getting 55, 60 seconds. Burn the other two timeouts. Granted, yes, you're going to be left with like 10 seconds when you get the ball back, but like, give yourself a chance. Give yourself something. You burned that timeout and then did nothing with it. Or you milked the clock, burned the timeout, and then did nothing with it, so you screwed yourself over the other way, and then you look like a sore loser. No. No. I'm not giving it Denver 10. I'll give you the win, because again, Houston probably won't be good. We like Davis Mills, but they probably won't be good. So they should beat Houston. But I'm not giving you 10. Same with Green Bay. Yeah, Chicago's ass and probably doesn't deserve to, probably will get blown out. But after that, again, and now we're looking like, okay, that's just week 1, yada yada. No. Who are your receivers? Christian Watson is dropping passes that are clear as day, and no one else is getting open. You're getting, hell, you couldn't even get week 1 Sammy Watkins going. That's how bad Green Bay's passing is. You couldn't get the week 1 Sammy Watkins going. So, yeah, I'm not giving you 10. And giving Chicago the... Yes, Chicago looked bad all game against San Francisco. But they got the one bullshitty, luckiest pass ever, where dude was wide open and he ran for the touchdown, and then they just took off after that. Who's to say Chicago can't do that against Green Bay? Green Bay could probably easily get like a 10, 13, nothing lead on them. Chicago gets one dumb pass at worst, and they get another dumb pass at worst. Boom. Who knows? I don't know. But you're asking a lot from me. I can't give Green Bay 10. Now the Buffalo one. If Tennessee's going to look like that against New York, then yes, Buffalo probably could get away with being favored by 10. Should probably blow out Tennessee easily. But Tennessee always seems to have something with beating Buffalo. Now, my memory could be faulty, but I'm pretty sure it was Tennessee that dominated Buffalo 2 years ago, and then last year, they stopped them on the goal line. Tennessee has a tendency of dominating Buffalo, or at least being a better team and getting away with it. This probably is the one I should take the plus on, because I think Tennessee is better than losing to the Giants. I don't know. Again, my expectations for the Bills are so goddamn high that honestly they should probably legitimately go 17-0 and then win the Super Bowl. They should be the next undefeated team. Honestly, that's how high my expectations are for Buffalo. If they lose 1 or 2 games, sure, it's the regular season, anything happens. Like, I thought they should have lost that Rams game. I mean, yeah. But either way, that is how I see it. And then, like I said, my expectations for Philly are higher than Minnesota's. -2, I think that's fair, and it's in Philadelphia. I'll take Philly. Minnesota could probably be a wild card team, especially now that Dak's hurt, so the Cowboys aren't going to be relevant. Minnesota probably should make the playoffs regardless. Like honestly, Dak's hurt, and the Cardinals don't have D-Hop, which means they're going to suck more than they even normally do. Minnesota has it all set up for them. Because you got, presumably, Green Bay, Tampa, Philly, and LA winning their divisions. Easily. And then you go to the wild card options. Like I said, New Orleans, San Francisco, maybe Vikings should make the at this point there's no reason the Vikings should make the playoffs. But I think Philly, Philly's been my dark horse team, and I'm going to ride them as a dark horse team. They beat Minnesota. And holy shit, is this going to end up being like a 40-minute video because I actually have a lot to talk about. Wow. I am so sorry. But yeah, we'll passing another rug. The cat parlay play of the week, we're not going to talk about that because that shit went 1-4. Titans lost straight up. Packers lost straight up. Denver lost, so they couldn't cover 6. And Carolina lost, so they couldn't cover 2.5. Ravens won. They beat the Jets. Good job. Maybe you should just pick everyone to beat the Jets. I don't know, but the cat parlay went 1-4, so fuck it. I don't know what I'm talking about. So let's go with the parlay for this week. We're going Rams straight up. They're playing the Falcons. I think they should win that game regardless. They don't want to be caught going 0-2, especially losing to Atlanta. Rams win that game. I like the Browns to win. again, I think the Browns are going to be a good team. I trust Jacoby percent, and I don't think the Jets are good. I like Joe, but I don't think the Jets are good. So, in the roster work, give Nick Chubb, and Kareem Hunt the ball plenty of times. Let Myles Garrett run the defensive line. You'll be fine. We're going to go Bengals 7.5. You're playing Cooper Rush. Joe Burrow just had the shittiest game of his career by far. Like, not even close. So, he should bounce back or have a wake-up call. Something. I don't know. And then Seahawks plus 9.5. Because I think that's the bullshittiest bullshit of all bullshit on this week alone. Like I think Seattle has a better chance of winning this game than, say, Chicago does over Green Bay, or Houston over Denver, or Arizona over Vegas. Like, I think Seattle could very easily win this game against San Francisco. It's division games. I think they easily could win this. But to make them 9.5-point dogs, I don't like that at all. I don't. And like I brought up earlier, Patriots and the Steelers, again, I don't know what the total is at right now. I don't. But God, this has got to be the greatest underplay of ever. If Pittsburgh's offense is going to get if Pittsburgh's defense is going to get 5 turnovers and take away the pick 6, Pittsburgh's offense will put up like 13 points anyway, and Najee's a little banged up, and you're not, no. And then New England, I don't know what to believe in them, and even if I did, Mac Jones has back spasms. So, no. That's what you get from me. That's just what you're going to get. So yeah, Rams straight up, Browns straight up, Bengals against the spread, Seahawks against the spread, Patriots, Steelers game, hit the under on that one. That's the cat parlay of the week. Alright, we're going to dip over into fantasy. I went 3-1 in my leagues in fantasy, but guess which one I lost? The one with money involved. So that's fun. 1 in the League of Assholes, we beat Matthias. 1 in Discord's Finest, we beat our good friend Isaac. 1 in the Coconut Malls Balls, yada yada, I beat Subleaf, who I think had like the third or fourth highest scoring anyway, so if he had played literally anyone else, he probably would have won. And then IDP, I don't remember who I was playing, but I lost. So this week, here we go. We're playing Chris in League of Assholes. We're going to play the roommate Rye in Discord's Finest. We're playing this one guy. I don't know him personally, but I know his Twitter roughly. It's Eric999 or 999. He's a Blazers fan, Seahawks fan. He reps the Pacific Northwest. I guess also likes the Padres. I don't know much, but he's one of those fan accounts I follow, and he's in Coconut Mall, so we vibe, we hang out. He's cool, I guess, maybe, I don't know. And then I'm playing Billy B. Hopes for 4-0 on this, but I'm not. Oh well. And goddamn, how long is this video gonna be? I'm already scared. But with that, that is all from me today. I'm sure I could talk football all day if I really wanted to. But yeah, hopefully the quality isn't as ass. I didn't really get to test it or check it. So this is a fingers crossed moment. And yeah, that's all from me. Make sure you follow me on my social medias. My Twitter, CanadianCatCP. The Instagram, Blind Canadian Cat. Follow me in Twitch, Blind Canadian Cat. And hop into the Discord. We're getting more people. We've moved some more coconut maulers in there. So they're going to be more active with people from like the core server, KOG. We're moving on. We're hoping to merge everyone here to make one big happy family. You're welcome. Anyone you know is welcome. Come one, come all. Let's have a blast. Let's talk sports. Let's talk rap battles. Let's talk whatever. I'm down for it all. And with that, that'll be it for me. Thank you for liking, rating, commenting, and subscribing. Please do such if you haven't already. With that, my name is Catherine. I am the Blind Canadian Cat. I say meow, I roll intros, and I roll outros. Choose peace, accept love, and have the big trust. Ravens, Super Bowl, or bust. Please let that happen. Good night, Internet.